Chapter 6 of the Science of
Yeah. Yeah. Two sniffs off the glass of that cocaine. She's out of this world, Buzz Aldrin way. I know she ain't trying to cause problems. When she wears the skinnies, all the drama's gonna follow. She talks all night to a cigarette, trying to make ways to escape from the projects. Always made waves, didn't need a beach to get wet. Never flip-flops when you bringing up the subject. Waist deep in the water so cold, got a heart of glass and a mind that's stoned, yeah. She's back to her selfish ways where the boys get played. She's been into games, yeah. Wants what she wants, and loves what she wants, and drugs what she wants. She gets what she wants. She's not the type to settle for much. She always gets what she wants. She's not the type to settle for much. She always gets what she wants. She always gets what she wants. She always gets what she wants. Yeah, she always gets what she wants. Yeah. She ain't ever fucked with a broke man. Keeps two Tylenols right on the nightstand. Says she wants the world, but I bet she's got a game plan. Says she wants a man, but she's saving it for lost lands, yeah. Wants what she wants, and loves what she wants, and drugs what she wants. She gets what she wants. She's not the type to settle for much. She always gets what she wants. She's not the type to settle for much. She always gets what she wants. She always gets what she wants. Woo! Yeah. Yeah, she always gets what she wants. Yeah.
You can so conduct your business that it will be a sort of ladder. Opportunity.
Yeah. Yeah. Two sniffs off the glass of that cocaine. She's out of this world, Buzz Aldrin way. I know she ain't trying to cause problems. When she wears the skinnies, all the drama's gonna follow. She talks all night to a cigarette, trying to make ways to escape from the projects. Always made waves, didn't need a beach to get wet. Never flip-flops when you bringing up the subject. Waist deep in the water so cold, got a heart of glass and a mind that's stoned, yeah. She's back to her selfish ways where the boys get played. She's been into games, yeah. Wants what she wants, and loves what she wants, and drugs what she wants. She gets what she wants. She's not the type to settle for much. She always gets what she wants. She's not the type to settle for much. She always gets what she wants. She always gets what she wants. She always gets what she wants. Yeah, she always gets what she wants. Yeah. She ain't ever fucked with a broke man. Keeps two Tylenols right on the nightstand. Says she wants the world, but I bet she's got a game plan. Says she wants a man, but she's saving it for lost lands, yeah. Wants what she wants, and loves what she wants, and drugs what she wants. She gets what she wants. She's not the type to settle for much. She always gets what she wants. She's not the type to settle for much. She always gets what she wants. She always gets what she wants. Woo! Yeah. Yeah. she always gets what she wants.
I asked him the cause of this vexation, and he answered, I can feel the music in my substance.
Two sniffs off the glass of that cocaine. She's out of this world, Buzz Aldrin way. I know she ain't trying to cause problems. When she wears the skinnies, all the drama's gonna follow. She talks all night to a cigarette, trying to make ways to escape from the projects. Always made waves, didn't need a beach to get wet. Never flip-flops when you bringing up the subject. Waist deep in a water so cold, got a heart of glass and a mind that's stoned, yeah. She's back to her selfish ways where the boys get played. She's been into games, yeah. Wants what she wants, and loves what she wants, and drugs what she wants. She gets what she wants. She's not the
He wants those who
type.
can appreciate dress to be beautifully clothed, and those who can appreciate good food to be luxuriously fed. He wants all these things, and he himself to enjoy and appreciate. His God wants to It is God that worketh in you to will and to do, said Paul. The desire you feel for riches is the tendency to express himself in you, as he sought to find expression in the little boy at the piano. So you need not hesitate to ask largely. Your part is to vocalize and express the desire to God. This is a difficult point with most people. They retain something of the old idea that poverty and self-sacrifice are pleasing to God. They look upon poverty as a part of the plan, a necessity of nature. They have the idea that God has finished his work and made all that he can make, and that the majority of men must stay poor, because there is not enough to go around. They hold so much to this erroneous thought, they feel ashamed to ask for wealth. They try not to want more than a very modest competence, just enough to make themselves comfortable. I recall now a case of one student who was told that he must get in mind a clear picture of the things he desired, so that the creative thought of them might be impressed on formless substance. He was a very poor man, living in a rented house and having only what he earned from day to day, and he could not grasp the fact that all wealth was his. So, after thinking the matter over, he decided that he might reasonably ask for a new rug on the floor of his best room and an anthracite coal stove to heat the house during the cold winter. Following the instructions given in this book, he obtained these things in a few months, and then it dawned upon him that he had not asked enough. He went through the house in which he lived, and planned all the improvements he would like to make in it. He mentally added a bedroom here, a room there, until it was complete in his mind as his ideal home, and then he planned its furnishings. Holding the whole picture in his mind, he began living in the certain way, moving toward what he wanted, and he owns the house now, and is rebuilding the part of the work of his mental image, and now, with still larger faith, he is going on to get greater things. It has been unto him according to his faith, and it is so with you and with all of us. End of chapter 6. Chapter 6 of The Science of Getting Rich by Valence D. Wattles. This LibriVox recording is in the public domain. Chapter 6. How Riches Come to You. When I say that you do not have to drive sharp bargains, I do not mean that you do not have to drive any bargains at all, or that you are above the necessity for having any dealings with your fellow. I mean that you will not need to deal with them unfairly. You do not have to get something for nothing, but can give to every man more than you take from him. You cannot give every man more in cash market value than you take from him, but you can give him more in use value than the cash value of the thing you take from him. The paper, ink, and other material in this book may not be worth the money you pay for it, but if the ideas suggested in it bring you thousands of dollars, you have not been wronged by those who sold it to you. They have given you a great use value for a small cash value. Let us suppose that I own a picture by one of the greatest artists, which, in any civilized community, is worth thousands of dollars. I take it to Baffin Bay, and by salesmanship induce an Eskimo to give a bundle of furs worth $500 for it. I have really wronged him, for he has no use for the picture. It has no use value to him. It will not add to his life. Suppose I give him a gun, worth $50 for his furs. Then he has made a good bargain. He has use for the gun, which will get him many more furs and much food. It will add to his life in every day. It will make him rich. When you rise from the competitive to the creative plane, you can scale your business transactions very strictly, and if you are selling any man anything which does not add more to his life than the thing he gives you in exchange, you can afford to stop it. You do not have to beat anybody in business, but if you are in a business which does beat people, get out of it at once. Give every man more in use value than you take from him in cash value. Then you are adding to the life of the world by every business transaction. If you have people working for you, you must take from them more cash value than you pay them in wages. But you can so organize your business that it will be filled with the principle of advancement, and so that each employee who wishes to do so may advance a little every day. You can make your business do for your employees what it needs to do for you. You can so conduct your business that it will be a sort of ladder, by which every employee will take the trouble make climb to riches himself, but given the opportunity, if he will not do so, it is not your fault. And finally, because you are to cause the creation of your riches from formless substance which permeates all your environment, it does not follow that they are to take shape from the atmosphere and come into being before it arrives. If you want a sewing machine, for instance, I do not mean to tell you that you are to impress the thought of a sewing machine on thinking substance until the machine is formed without hands in the room where you sit or elsewhere. But if you want a sewing machine, hold the mental image of it with the most positive certainty that it is being made, or is on its way to you. After once forming the thought, have the most absolute and unquestioning faith that a sewing machine is coming. Never think of it or speak of it in any other way than as being sure to It will be brought to you by the power of the supreme intelligence acting upon the minds of man.
So let me say this right now. This is not how I live every single day of my life, but there are a lot of people who are blessed financially to live like this every single day of their lives. And so what I want to do in this video is share with you how the top 1% lives. And so like I said, I don't live like this every day, but on a few special occasions when it's time to celebrate a big business deal or just have like a staycation in London, this is how we do it. So when I was growing up, I grew up really humbly, and I was like, who on earth would spend $4,000 for a business class ticket when you can get an economy ticket going to the same destination for like $800? And then to take it to a step further, some people would pay $150,000 for an international private jet, and that would be like $150,000 compared to like $800. And so I'm not doing private jets. I definitely can't afford that right now at this current time. So some people really just got it like that. And so I just wanted to kind of put that in perspective. But anyways, with that out the way, I did this staycation here in London where, we went all out, and I just want to take you along for the adventure. Let's get it. So first things first, you're going to need a place to stay if you're doing a staycation. And London has so many incredible 4- and 5-star hotels. I just wanted to try a new place basically, so I went to Park on the River. And so one of my favorite things for a place is I love seeing water, and so I love having a view of the river. So rolled up to Park on the River, and this place was amazing. If you don't know anything about me, so I have a marketing company, and I also have a travel company called Passport Heavy, where we make travel documentaries all around the world. So I travel literally 10 months out of the year. And so one of the biggest things for me is luggage. And so I was honored to have Josh, one of the co-founders of High Spirit Bags, personally deliver a bag to me. And so I'm on trains a lot. I'm also walking around busy cities. And so there's always a lot of pickpocketers and different kind of crazy people all around the world. And so what makes his bag special is it's anti-theft. So the zip is actually on the backside, so no one can access it. I was really honored that Josh actually came through and personally hand-delivered the bag. While I was recently at a dinner party, I ran into this guy, Ike. And so he owns Star Luxury Cars here in London. And so I learned from him, He's actually literally the top supplier for luxury car experiences in London. So if you're thinking about celebrities, if you're thinking about people getting married, if you're thinking about politicians, he's supplying the car for these events. And I was telling him, he's like, yo, you should actually experience this. It's like one of those things of like going on vacation. So he's like, I was like, oh, I don't know if I want to spend that kind of money. He's like, no, it's actually, we have a lot of different options. So I started checking out. I was like, all right, let's do it. So versus taking the Uber, I like, let's just do a full out weekend. And so I'm waiting downstairs, and then the car pulls up, and then I just see the eyes start moving. And then it kind of hit me. I was like, oh snap, that's my Bentley. So not only does Starlux, you know, take care of your chauffeur-driven experience, if you want the big boy toys, his company, no matter what you want, if you want the Lambo, you want the Ferrari, you want the Bentley, you want the Aston Martin, no matter what it is, his company can take care of you. So if you want the car for a day, if you want it for a month, you know, they've got the supply. And then so we headed to Jimbala Rooftop Bar. This place, I guarantee you, as long as the weather's good, you're gonna have a good time. From the moment that you walk in through the doors, you're just like, wow, I'm feeling this vibe. And the view is one of the best in London, truly. Like I said, good weather, good company, good sunset. It's just promised for a good time. And in this place, you can either do the private table section, or you can just be in a general admission area where you know, you can just buy drinks from the bar. No matter what your experience is, they got DJs playing. Summertime, it is the place to be. So after a few drinks, an amazing time at Jimbala, we were hungry, so we headed to Ours restaurant. The entrance to Ours is one of the best restaurant entrances I've ever witnessed in my entire life. And so when you have that kind of build up, you're like, please do not disappoint on the food. And they delivered a home run. The decor inside was A1 all the way around. And it was just good vibes. And then the presentation of the food, to the actual taste of the food, and the ambience, like I said, A1 all the way around. If you're going on a date, you just want to go out with, you know, with friends, you're sure to have a good time. And it was nice. The head chef even came over and said, thank you, and I hope you enjoyed the meal. So that was like a nice little touch. So after the food, I don't party much these days. Man, your boy's 31. But we headed to one of the best nightclubs in all of London. When you say exclusive, this place is exclusive. It's not uncommon that you're going to run into a lot of footballers that you say here in London. Celebrities coming from out of town. The other day, French Montana was there. But it's an experience from the moment that you walk through the door. It's a show. It's not a regular nightclub. I'm telling you that they have like another one in Dubai. It's really an international brand. It's a show. It's definitely a place that you want to have a table when you go. If you're looking for your budget spot, like, I'll be honest, this is not it. If you want your Moe, this is not that kind of spot. This is your Dom Perignon type of nightclub. And I just gotta be honest with you. I don't want you to go in there and be like, ooh, card decline. It's definitely that kind of spot. And then the next day, my good friend from LA came, Renee. If you've seen any of our videos before, I'm sure that you've seen her. This is an amazing person, entrepreneur, influencer, all the crazy stuff. You know, super amazing person, someone really close to me. And then so she was just telling me some of the stuff that she's never done. I was like, yo, I'm just enjoying this week. Let's do some stuff. But we're both really busy. And so I told Ike, I want to switch up the cars and I want to be able to do some work in the car while I'm going around the city. And he's like, say no more, I got you. And then so he sends the Mercedes Jet Class. This car's interior
But suppose I give him
are what dreams are made of. Absolutely love this thing. So the Bentley Mousseline, it looks way better on the outside, but the inside of the Jet Class is just made for comfort and space. And so the first thing that we did during the day was we went to Loomis Art Gallery in Mayfair. And so for me, I'm not ready to drop 50 grand on an original art piece, and I don't know that much about art yet. And so one of the things is I'm intimidated when it comes to galleries because I don't know a lot of the the most famous artists in the world. And so I wanted to go to a place that was receptive of me being new to the art world. So it didn't matter if I wanted to buy a print for like $70 or 70 pounds like they have there, or if you wanted to buy an original piece, they go all the way up to 20,000. And so it had a really open feeling. And so I was like, this is like a really good place for me. So, and there's a lot of, world famous artists in there. So people who are experienced art buyers also appreciate it, but then people who are new, to the art world also appreciate it. So if you're a sushi lover, there's one spot that you have to check out in London, and that's Kozu. So this place was recently renovated, like literally a multi-million-dollar renovation. They have a private dining experience if you have like a group that you want to entertain. And everything there is super fresh. I'll just keep it short. You cannot miss this place if you're a sushi lover. They're written about in all the magazines. This is a spot that you can't miss. And then, so here's a funny thing. If you hear Renee talk, you can tell she sounds English. So she spent a lot of time in English. She spent a lot of her life here. But she's like, no, I'm American. I was like, I'll let you be the judge of how she actually sounds. But she's never done English tea. And there's this place called the Warren House. And so this place was that old Victorian feel. So like that real old English afternoon tea, Pinky's High feel. The grounds were absolutely incredible. And I really enjoyed the experience. It's one of those things like when you're in Rome with the Romans and the English, it was such an English experience. But after doing the whole afternoon tea, which is an amazing experience, I wanted to speed it up a bit. And so we went to Daytona Raceway, where they've got go-karts. These things go up to like 50 or 60 miles an hour. And so the man behind the camera, the magician, when it comes to this filmmaker, one of the best filmmakers in the world. And so Anthony, he's a nutcase when it comes to driving. So he likes fast cars. He'll probably have one of the maddest Porsches in the world soon. And so when it comes to racing, but unfortunately, he was filming, so he was spared. If you've seen us sharing my video, I beat him in there. So now he's waiting for this rematch. And I'll say right now, I'm gonna beat his ass again. So we did that. Renee obviously came in last place. No surprise there. But what I wanted to leave you with, I just wanted to show you what it's like to live in London if you live in the top 1%, or just even doing these experiences for a weekend where you could be making 5 figures, 6 figures, and it's just like you're doing a birthday celebration. So no matter what it is, I just wanted to kind of show you this experience in London. And like I do at the end of every video, these videos are a collective team effort. So big shout out to my man behind the camera right now, Mr. Anthony Two Scoop from London, one of the best filmmakers in the entire world. He shot and edited this video by himself, and as you can tell, he's in high demand. And he's one of the most exclusive filmmakers in all of the world. Big shout out to Isaiah McNeil on the music, one of the best composers as well in the entire world. Shout out to everyone who made this video possible. Shout out to Ike, from Starlux and everyone there. Shout out to Jim Below with the rooftop, and everyone who was a part of this video. I just want to say thank you for letting us come in and film, even though I have to pay for a lot of these experiences. But no, I appreciate it to the fullest. And if I see you in London, say what up. I love to meet y'all. Take care. I'm out of here.
I want feet to run my errands, eyes to see my beauties, tongues to tell mighty truths, and to sing marvelous songs, and so on. All that there is of possibility is seeking expression through man. God wants those who can play music to have pianos and every other instrument, and to have the means to cultivate their talents to the fullest extent. He wants those who can appreciate beauty to be able to surround themselves with beautiful things. He wants those who can discern the truth.
That's like reptile skin, isn't it?
To travel and observe.
This guy's.
He wants those
I mean,
who
this
can
is pretty cool. It's like it's
those who
breathing.
can appreciate good food to be luxuriously fed. He wants all these things because it is himself that enjoys and appreciates them. It is God who wants to create and sing and enjoy beauty and opening truth and verifying words. It is God that worketh in you to will and to do. The desire you feel for riches is the infinite seeking to express himself in you, as he sought to find expression in the little boy. Do not hesitate to ask more to God. Your part is to focalize and express the desire to God. This is a difficult point with most people. They retain something of the old idea that power is sacrifice are pleasing to God. They look upon poverty as a part of the plan, a necessity of nature. They have the idea that God has finished his work. And
What's up, guys? Supercar Blondie here.
that the majority
This
plans
is the
take
BMW Vision
there's not
Next
enough to go around.
100. This is
hold so
what
much
they
to their
picture
erroneous
the
thoughts.
next 100
They feel
years of
ashamed to
BMW
ask
to
for
involve.
wealth. They try not to want more than a very modest countenance, just enough to make themselves comfortable. I recall now a case of one student who was told that he must get in hand a clear picture of the things he desired. So that the
Make sure you join the
thought of
Supercar
them
Blondie
might be
family.
best
Just click the
form of
subscribe button
something.
because we've got crazy
He was
stuff
a
to
very
show
poor
you.
man,
Let's get
living in a
straight to
rented
it.
house
I don't know
and
if you
having
saw it
only what
as it
he
was
earned
driving
from
in.
day to
Check
day,
this out.
and
Christian's
he could
just
not
going to
grasp
drive
the
back
fact that
for
all
us a
wealth
tiny
was
bit.
his.
Thanks, Christian.
So, after thinking the matter over,
And
he decided that he could reasonably ask for a new run on the floor of
This is
the
mad. This is called a live
Inside the
geometry.
house.
So what happens is when he
Following
turns the wheel,
instructions given in
obviously
book,
because this
he
is all
obtained these
enclosed,
things in a few months,
there needs to
and
be
that it
some
dawned
room
upon
here
him
for
that
the
he had
wheel
not
to
asked
actually
enough.
turn.
He went through
So
the house
as
in
it
which he lived,
turns, this
and planned all the
expands
improvements he would like
and
to make.
contracts.
He mentally added a radio here, a room there, until it was completely
See, and then this side,
his
see on the
own.
other side.
And then he planned its furnishings. Holding the whole picture in his mind, he began living in
That
this
is
certain
one of the
way, and
coolest
moving
features
toward
on
what
this
he
car.
wanted.
I'm here at
And he owns the
BMW
house
World
now,
here in
and
Munich.
usually
I
building
flew
it
over
after the
here
form of
just
the
so that we
central
could take a
image.
look at some
And
of their
now,
incredible
with still
concept
larger
cars.
faith,
Right, come with
he's
me, guys.
going on to get greater things. It has been
Thank you
written
very
according
much,
to
guys.
his
This is
faith,
Christian.
and it is so with
He
all
is
of
the
us.
driver of the vehicle.
End
In order
of
to
chapter
open the
6.
doors, it's just a sensor here. You go like this.
Chapter 6 of the science of getting rich.
And obviously,
by Wallace
like,
Wattles.
I've totally
This liberal
forgotten to
support
point
is
out the
not
obvious,
opportunity.
which is
According by Dynamite.
it's completely
Chapter
covered in
6.
gold. Like,
How
you
rich is
cannot
God
see
to you?
inside this car except for the front
When I
windscreen.
say that you
You
do
come
not
over
have to
here,
drive sharp
open up
bargains.
these doors.
I do not mean that you do not have to
Like,
drive
look at
any
this.
bargains
How
at all,
cool is
or
this?
That you are above the
That it's just
necessity for
all
having
one
any
colour.
dealings with
There's
your
just
fellows.
no
I
interruption.
mean that you will
We'll
not
just
need
open
to
up
deal
these
with
ones
them
as well.
unfairly.
Sensors like down
You do
here.
not have
Right.
to get something for nothing.
There are some pretty
but
damn
give
cool
to every
features
man
on this
more
car.
than
Should
you
we
take
go
from
around to
him.
the front seat,
You
actually,
cannot
because
give every
that's
man
where you're
more
going to
in
see
cash
it
market
best.
value
Come
than
around
you
this
take
way.
from him, but you can give him more in use value than the cash value of the thing you take from him. The
Okay.
paper, ink, and other
This has
material in
level
this book may
4
not be worth the money you
autonomy,
pay for it.
meaning it can
But if the idea
drive
is
fully on its
suggested in
own,
it,
but
bringing
if you would like to
thousands of
drive it, you can. So it
dollars,
does
you
have a
have not been
steering wheel
wronged
and
by
it
those
has
who sold
pedals.
it to
We can
you.
actually make
They
this
have
steering
given
wheel
you a great
completely
use value
disappear
for a
if you
small
want it in
cash value.
autonomous mode.
Let us suppose that the whole picture by one of the greatest artists, which in any
That's it.
civilized community
It's gone.
is worth
All you see
thousands
is
of
this
dollars.
little bit of the
I
handle
take it to
here.
Baffin Bay,
If you push
and by
this here, it will
salesmanship,
come back out
induce
again.
Eskimo to give a bundle of
And now
pearls
you're in
worth
driving mode.
500 for
The
it.
other cool thing
I
is,
have really wronged
when you're in
him,
driving
for he
mode,
has
all
no
of
use
these
for the
lights
picture.
go
It
red.
has no use value to
And
him.
you see
It will
here
not add
at the
to the
front, that little
But
diamond
suppose I
here
give him a gun
also
worth
goes red.
$50
Now,
for his
why do I
furs.
point that out? Because
Then
if you're
he
in
has made a
autonomous
good
mode, let's
bargain.
just do the flip
He
that
has
over
use for the
again.
gun, which will get him many more furs.
See, this diamond comes out here,
add
and
to
this
his life
light
every
here on the
day.
front actually
It will
starts
make
to
him
flick.
rich. When you
Because
rise from the
if you're a
competitive to the
pedestrian,
creative
right,
plane,
or if
you can
you're
scan your
another
business
car on the
transactions
road, you
very
want to know
strictly.
when
And if you
a
are
car
selling
next to
any
you
man
is driving in
anything which does
autonomous
not
mode
add
and
more
a
to his
person is
life
not
than
in
the thing
control
you
of the
give
car.
him in
So they've
exchange,
done that
you
for
can afford to stop
safety
it.
reasons, so everyone can be a
You do
little
not
bit
have to
more
beat anybody in
cautious
business.
around these cars,
And if
because
you
let's
are
be
in a
honest, this is
business
all
which
still
does beat
quite new
people,
technology
get
over the
out of
last
it
few
at
years,
once.
and we are
Give
going to be
every
seeing
man
fully
more in use
autonomous
value
cars driving on
than
the
you
roads
take from
in,
him in
you know, a
cash
matter of
value.
years.
Then
These
you are
little
adding to the life of the world
triangle
by every
shapes here on the
business
dash,
transaction.
you won't believe what they
You have
do.
people working for you. You must take from them more cash value than you pay them
What?
in wages.
That's like reptile skin,
You can
isn't
so
it?
organize your business that it will be filled with necessity for granted.
I mean, this is
Each
pretty
employee
cool.
who wishes to do so may advance a little.
Why does it do this? Because it's
can make
warning
your
you of an
business do
object
for
on the
your
road that
employees
maybe you
what this
can't
book is
see.
doing for you.
They're like the
You can
coolest
so conduct
features
your
in here.
business
Obviously,
that it will
4
be a
seats.
sort of
You've got
ladder
quite like
by which
wide
every
bucket
employee
seats in the
will
back.
take the trouble may
This
find
is
to riches himself.
kind of
And
a
even the
theme that you see a
opportunity,
lot
if you will
in
not do
these
so, it is
autonomous
not your
cars that we're
fault.
looking to in the future.
And
Just these
finally,
massive kind of
because you want to
lounge
cause the
chair
creation
seats,
of your
because
riches
that's
from
what the the feeling that they want you to get is like sitting in your living room, but you're actually just being driven to the next place.
And come into being before your eyes.
Just before we go,
If you want a sewing machine, for instance, I do not mean to tell you that you are to impress
This is the back. Just look at these wings as they come up.
The machine
Like,
is formed without hands.
so cool.
The room where you
I love
sit or
these doors.
elsewhere.
And this also
But if you want a
changes
sewing
when you're
machine,
in
hold the
self-driving
mental
mode and
image of it with the
autonomous.
most
It
positive
changes to
certainty
white,
that it
you
is
see.
being made, or is on
Okay,
its way
all
to
right. Give us a
After
quick thumbs up,
once
like the
forming
video,
thought,
subscribe
have the
to
most
the family,
absolute and
Supercar Blondie.
unquestioning
Thank you
faith
very,
that the
very
sewing
much for
machine is
joining me.
coming.
A
Never
massive
think of
thank you
it
to
or speak of
BMW
it
for
in any
inviting
other
me here
way
to
than as
Munich
being sure to
and
arrive.
taking this
Claim it as
Vision
already
Next
yours.
100 out for us here in
It
the
will be brought
garage
to you by
just
the
to be able
power
to
of
show you.
supreme
They did it for
intelligence
us, so
acting
a
upon the
massive,
minds
massive
of
thank
man.
you to them.
If you
And
live
I'm
in
going to see
Maine,
you
it
somewhere
may be
else in the
that a
world
man
with the
will be
next
brought
crazy,
from
crazy
Texas or
car.
Japan to engage
Love you,
in
I'm
some
out.
transaction which will result in your getting what you want. If so, the whole matter will be as much to that man's advantage as it is to yours. Do not forget for a moment that the thinking substance is through all, in all, communicating with all, and can influence all. The desire of thinking substance for fuller life and better living has caused the creation of all the sewing machines already made, and it can cause the creation of millions more, and will, whenever man set it in motion by desire and faith, and by acting in a certain way. You can certainly have a sewing machine in your house, and it is just as certain that you can have any other thing or things which you want, and which you will use for the advancement of your own life and the lives of others. You need not hesitate about asking largely. It is your Father's pleasure to give you the kingdom, said Jesus. Original substance wants to live all that is possible in you, and wants you to have all that you can or will use for the living of the most abundant life. If you fix upon your consciousness the fact that the desire you feel for the possession of riches is one with the desire of omnipotence for more complete expression, your faith becomes invincible. Once I saw a little boy sitting at a piano and vainly trying to bring harmony out of the keys, and I saw that he was grieved and provoked by his inability to play real music. I asked him the cause of this vexation, and he answered, "I can feel the music in me, but I can't make my hands go right." The music in him was the urge of original substance, containing all the possibilities of all life. All that there is of music was seeking expression through the child. God, the one substance, is trying to live and do and enjoy things through humanity. He is saying, I want hands to build wonderful structures, to play divine harmonies, to paint glorious pictures. I want feet to run my errands, eyes to see my beauties, tongues to tell mighty truths, and to sing marvelous songs, and so on. All that there is of possibility is seeking expression through man. God wants those who can play music to have pianos and every other instrument, and to have the means to cultivate their talents to the fullest extent. He wants those who can appreciate beauty to be able to surround themselves with beautiful things. He wants those who can discern the truth to have every opportunity to travel and observe. He wants those who can appreciate dress to be beautifully clothed, and those who can appreciate good food to be luxuriously fed. He wants all these things, because it is himself that enjoys and appreciates them. It is God who wants to play, and sing, and enjoy beauty, and proclaim truth, and wear fine clothes, and eat good foods. It is God that worketh in you to will and to do, said Paul. The desire you feel for riches is the infinite seeking to express himself in you, as he sought to find expression in the little boy at the piano. So you need not hesitate to ask largely. Your part is to focalize and express the desire to God. This is a difficult point with most people. They retain something of the old idea that poverty and self-sacrifice are pleasing to God. They look upon poverty as a part of the plan, a necessity of nature. They have the idea that God has finished his work, and made all that he can make, and that the majority of men must stay poor, because there is not enough to go around. They hold so much to this erroneous thought that they feel ashamed to ask for wealth. They try not to want more than a very modest competence, just enough to make them fairly comfortable. I recall now a case of one student who was told that he must get in mind a clear picture of the things he desired, so that the creative thought of them might be impressed on formless substance. He was a very poor man, living in a rented house, and having only what he earned from day to day, and he could not grasp the fact that all wealth was his. So, after thinking the matter over, he decided that he might reasonably ask for a new rug on the floor of his best room and an anthracite coal stove to heat the house during the cold winter. Following the instructions given in this book, he obtained these things in a few months, and then it dawned upon him that he had not asked enough. He went through the house in which he lived, and planned all the improvements he would like to make in it. He mentally added a bay window here, a room there, until it was complete in his mind as his ideal home, and then he planned its furnishings. Holding the whole picture in his mind, he began living in the certain way, and moving toward what he wanted, and he owns the house now, and is rebuilding it after the form of his mental image, and now, with still larger faith, he is going on to get greater things. It has been unto him according to his faith, and it is so with you and with all of us. End of chapter 6.